Hey guys, it's Kim here with Verily Fiber Fun. Thank you for joining me on lesson 7 of our carding fleece series. Lesson number 6, we took flicked locks and we painted them onto the drum carder and then discovered that it needed to be carded twice. Today's lesson, we feed the flicked locks in through the liquor drum and discover that it only needs to go through the carder once instead of twice. So there we have it. At the very end, we have a comparison of the two bats and a few thoughts and reflections on them. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and learn a lot from it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! So we painted locks onto the drum, flipped locks, and now I want to show you the difference between that and feeding them in through the liquor. And just kind of see how that changes things. And I am opening up the locks a bit more so they're not a big clump going in. And right now I am putting them in sideways. I don't think it matters all that much if you put your locks in sideways or not. Just happened to fit on my feed-in tray a little bit better that way. But it's not a requirement. So we're doing kind of a mix of both today. I am expecting to have to card this again, but you never know, I might not. So going on the drum really nice. You are feeding them in the direction the fibers lay, and you have one end of your lock open and the other end kind of pinched. Just open up that pinched end a little bit and put the spread out end, which should be your tips. If you flip card the way I do, that through first. I don't think it really matters that much. Whatever works. If you're happy with it, that's all that matters, right? I'm going to have to burnish. This would have been a great time to put the packing brush that I bought for this carder to install that, but then I'd have to move everything. I just don't feel like going through all that work right now. So you have to take all these screws out completely, which means you have to reset your drums. And I'm just not feeling it at the moment. I'm happy with how my drums are spaced and set up, and I don't want to screw that up at the moment. I have a full ounce to put on the drum, so it's going to take a while. So I'm going to skip to the end and take it off, and we'll compare. We'll see if it needs to be carded again, and if it doesn't, then, or even if it does, we'll compare it with the bat that we ran through, that we painted on in the last lesson and had to run through a second time. So the way I stored this fiber is not working out very well to lay them out super organized on the feed-in tray. So I'm kind of picking the flicked locks to open them up again, and then just letting them feed on willy-nilly however they want to go on. That's working out pretty well for me, and I'm well over halfway done. It's going a bit faster. You know, just like with spinning, sometimes when you're carding, the fiber tells you what it wants to do. And it just doesn't want to cooperate with anything else. Yeah, you can force it, but you can force your fibers to do whatever you want them to do, but you will get along better with your tools, with your fiber, and with yourself if you listen to what the fiber is trying to tell you. Right now I'm putting a sort of strip of wool where near the edge of the carding cloth, because it's not wanting to go on at the edges, it's wanting to only go on in the middle. So I'm trying to talk it into filling this spot, and I'll do the same thing over here. And these two sections, they don't want to fill up. So you just draft out some wool into a messy strip, and then you feed that strip carefully where you want it. You don't hold the wool back, but you definitely pinch it so it goes where you want it. This is all I have left. So we're about done and ready to take the bat off and look at it. I'm excited. Are you excited? How is it going to work? Am I going to have to do a second pass? That is the question of the day. Is this going to be beautifully carded, or am I going to have to card it again? I have to say, when I spin, I really do like a well-carded, smooth bat. Alright, last little bit. So it's looking pretty good from here. Of course, this is the outer part away from the drum carder. And this is the inner part closer to the drum carder. You can see there seems to be more in the middle than on the sides, but that's okay. That looks pretty good. It's not thoroughly stuck together, but I don't think that needs to go through the carder again. I think that looks really, really good. So what do you know? It was the opposite of what I expected. Okay, so here's the two bats together. This one was painted on and then carded again, and it's fairly contaminated. And then here's the one that we fed in willy-nilly, wild, crazy, and only once. I like the poofiness of this one better, but we have kind of manipulated it a good bit. Well, this one we haven't. This one feels much more compact because we just took it off the drum carder and haven't done anything else to it. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how these turned out. 2 times through the carder makes a nicer prep, nicer feel, opens the fibers up more. But 1 time through the carder is just fine if you can get it smooth, which, lo and behold, painting did not do it this time. Feeding it in did. You just never know until you try. I really expected the Paint It On to do a 1-time carding and be done. But nope, it required twice.